Well, Sondra, the 9th of Av, or Tisha B'Av, I don't know if I'm saying that right. You can correct me. This is fast approaching. I think it's starting this Shabbat, actually, the 6th of August in the evening. Can you please explain what the name means and what is it that this observance commemorates?
Okay, well, it's actually very biblical. Okay, on the 9th of Av, and that would be in biblical terms, it would be the ninth day of the fifth month. That is the day that the first temple was destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar, the emperor, king of whatever, of Babylon. And it marked the beginning of the first exile when the Jews went to Babylon, where they sat in exile for 70 years. Fascinating, really enough. The very same date, almost 500 years or more than 500 years later, the second temple was destroyed by the Romans. So this event, the destruction of the first temple, we know from the Bible, is truly a watershed event. We know about it from the book of Second Kings. We know about it from the book of Jeremiah. The book of Lamentations, which is, we believe, is also written by Jeremiah, is a book of exactly what it is, lamentations. It's poetry, it's crying out, it's describing the terrible situation in Jerusalem before and after the destruction of the temple. And it wasn't just that the temple was destroyed, it was the end of Jewish sovereignty. It was terrible, terrible persecution by the Babylonians. And of course, we have that described for us in the Bible. And one of the, what we find, though, is aside from the first and second temple, was throughout Jewish history, there were some really terrible things that happened to the Jewish people that fell on that date as well. So, for example, the Spanish Inquisition. I don't know how many people are aware of how the Inquisition affected the Jews, but at the time, we're talking about 1492. In 1492, Spain had the largest Jewish community in the world, and we're talking about millions of Jews who were living on the Iberian Peninsula and who were, if you can compare something to something today, it's like the Jews in the United States. They were very accepted in the country. They were advisors to the king and queen. They had businesses. They had, community synagogues, so many things. And in 1492, the king and queen of Spain, Ferdinand and Isabella, signed a decree that every single Jew had to either leave Spain or convert to Catholicism. And people who didn't, people who converted and were suspected of being really crypto Jews, were burnt at the stake. And it was a terrible, terrible time. Well, the date that all Jews had to leave Spain was also the 9th of Av. And it goes on. There were some terrible crusades that happened on the 9th of Av. There were particularly bad situations that happened on the 9th of Av, but then it also becomes a date where we remember and mourn anti-Semitism, the oppression of the Jewish people, beginning with the destruction of Solomon's temple all the way till today.